Hello everyone, welcome back to the Oak Island Research Channel. I just watched dot to dot today's video. It's unbelievable. That fish, I found a use and I cannot prove that's how to use it on the La Rochefoucauld map, but he found another one on the real map that matches with size, effect, and factor. That's awesome. And the number of points it hits is just unbelievable. There are other uses to the fish that we will reveal in soon to come videos. And that little piece of fish that you ignore at first when you look at that map, I said it earlier, it's the most important feature in the whole map, we think. Today, we are going to talk about the next instruction on our fish clock, and it's la soupape. So soupape is a hubcap in automobile. That's what it is. But then you can play with sounds and words again, which we're going to have fun. So we went through Le Voûte en bas de terre, and we went up. I changed the order for easiness of following what we were doing. Basically, all those first set of instructions were giving us the main lines and main points to find. And we got the north anchor, that's for sure now, described by instruction. We got half of the south anchor, we know what line it is, and I revealed last video that some instruction were missing on my side for decoding in order to get the intersection line for the south anchor point. And we've got what I call the backbone and many of lines that if you follow dot to dot works in mind, you know they're there. And so far we've just been constructing those lines, and we need a scale that's coming later. But in the meantime, we're almost done with the lines. We're gonna see some riddles now, context riddles. They're a bit more fun to work with. Kind of the boring part is done now. So we're gonna focus on la soupape for this video. And la soupape in phonetics, you can separate, and again, la means there and do something with it. And it says la soupape can be spread into la soupape. In English, there, underneath, pape. And remember le trou sous la trappe or la trappe sous le trou? I was inverting and putting things underneath. And what do I find underneath pape? I find the following interesting set of letters for my riddle. And because those phrases start with le, there's kind of a code there I haven't disclosed yet, but if you get something starting with le, you are allowed to reorganize the sound, the letters, and the meanings to create other words. If it starts with la, it means there, and it's an instruction. I don't know if I already made that clear. But here, I'm allowed to use those words. So underneath, I found this word, DEC, asin, rage, and triangle that I'm going to use. In phonetics, when I change those set of letters, forming words or not, I can make those sounds. Pape, décès. If I take the A from rage, I can create assassin. Where is it? It's in asin. Asin in phonetics. And if I took the E of rage and use it and remove the I from triangle, I got étrangle. So the French phrase, the sounds, phonetic, would be pape, décès, assassin, étranglé. In English, we're talking about a pope, death, murdered, strangled. It's pretty ugly, huh? That's not like paradise on earth there. We're talking about a death pope. Now, I must pay tribute to William. Very early when we met some weeks ago, William was showing me that riddle, saying we're talking about a pope that got strangled. And I'm like, well, you're not French native. You can't get those. How did you come up with this? This is crap. And my apologies, William, you're right once more. And I know you're going to watch this video. So yes, it is, because once you understood how the code was working, you know that's the right thing to do. And we do other things with the remaining letters and tons of hidden riddles in there. So at the end of the day, that's not to construct a line there. It's a context riddle. Something that in the map or later or in the overall story, we're going to have to deal with a pope who's dead, who got murdered by strangulation. Yeah, ugly. And then even though all this is a treasure hunt, it allows us to get educated and learn things. So I learned there was a Wikipedia page that was having all the popes since Saint Peter, and is specifically the murdered popes and how they died. And well, that's give me chills. So there's three popes in our history of Christianism that got strangled. Stephen the Sixth, Etienne Six in French. Sometimes the name changed from English to French. Stephen Six is Etienne Six in French, the Pope. We got Leo V, Leon V, and Benedict VI, which is Benoit VI. Not careful, it's not the current Benoit. And you see those dates, everybody was strangled before year 1000. It seems that over 100 years, being a pope was not a very good job. You would die easily, right? Look at the number of pope who got murdered in 100 years. That's outrageous. Anyways, that's probably how you say goodbye to somebody at a time. So let's have a look at those popes. We got Leo V, Leon V, and Benoit VI, Benedict VI here, both strangled. Their stories is I didn't want to put their stories there about how it happened, but it's all about treason, jealousy, anti-pope, people who were claiming they were the right pope and the other pope was a fake. And it's ugly and bloody. Nevertheless, I did not manage, by studying their biographies, all of them, the three of them, to find any complementary hints with either our riddles or our map or our context. But it's there, and later in the progression, we'll see together there's a second reference to one of them, and it's pointing to one of the three. It's not revealed yet. We'll come to that riddle later, but they ask us to pay attention to one of the three popes, and later in the map, they reestablish another link with one of the three pope and explaining which pope it is and why it is important. So I've got Leo and Benedictus. You'll notice their armories. That's how we call them in French. Their logo in modern English. All the popes have the same formation with their shield. Let's call it this way. They systematically have the two keys, the keys of paradise, I think, and the keys of St. Peter. And that's common to all pope. And they all got the pope hat, if I can call it this way, all of them. But then it may change from a pope to the other what its personal shield is. But they share always the cross keys and the hat there. So that's two of them, and the third one's here. Oh, this one is so weird. I had to tell you the story. So Stephen the Sixth, the circumstances of his election are unclear. He was sponsored by a Roman family, the Dukes of Spoleto, and they contested the papacy at the time. And listen to that one. Stephen the Sixth is chiefly remembered in connection with his conduct toward the remains of the former pope, Pope Formosus. The rotting corpse of Formosus was exhumed and put on a trial. They exhumed they got the corpse out of its grave and put it on a trial, which you can see here. Former pope, a corpse on his pope chair, getting his trial. I mean, come on, this is the old days, right? Before an unwilling synod of the Roman clergy, the so-called Cadaver Synod in January 1897. That's a weird thing. So that Pope Stephen the Sixth, he's the one who dug out the corpse of Formosus, organized a trial, and later in his life got strangled by the other family claiming he was the anti-pope and they had the right pope, and that was, Dallas. That was Dallas series. They would just stab each other. They would dig out corpses and put them on trial. I mean, oh my gosh, that's the type of people we're dealing with here. So these are the popes, right? And no much progression on the map. These are not points on the map, so I'm keeping those map as is. But let's remember that riddle gave us three popes, and if you're curious, you can go on their Wikipedia bios, and they are very interesting. It's all about betrayal, and it's all about power. And that Pope Leo, I think he lasted one day as a pope. They got imprisoned and strangled in his jail by Christopher, somebody who claimed he was the pope, and this one was fake. I mean, come on, that's crazy. Anyways, we're gonna carry on those riddles, and there's a bunch there between 3 and 7, right? And Soupape. So we're gonna carry on with these ones. And we'll revisit our fish that I explained how I got it by chance, but we're going to see the riddle wise. And there's a couple of more very, very interesting riddles in there, including the beginning of the search for the scale. But stay tuned, that's coming later. Thanks for watching. Pleasure having you on board. And don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. Bye bye, and thanks.